Connecticut. Pez. Connecticut is the American home of a snack that actually started in Austria as a way to help people quit smoking. The name Pez comes from the German word for peppermint, and it was originally marketed as a high-end mint for adults. It was invented in Austria, but its identity was forged when the company moved its headquarters to Orange, Connecticut. The snack here is less about the compressed sugar and more about the delivery system. The chemistry of the candy requires it to be hard enough to withstand the mechanical pressure of the spring-loaded dispenser, but porous enough to dissolve instantly on the tongue. It's one of the only snacks in the world where the packaging it comes in is more famous than the food itself. Delaware. Herr's Old Bay Chips. Delaware occupies a unique spot in the Mid-Atlantic snack map, serving as the bridge between Pennsylvania's chip factories and Maryland's seasoning traditions. This is best represented by Herr's Old Bay Chips. Old Bay, a blend of celery salt, spices, and paprika, was created in Baltimore, Maryland, but Delaware has fully adopted the Herr's kettle chip version as its unofficial state snack. It's a slightly spicy, savory flavor profile that's synonymous with the region's seafood culture, applied to a potato chip for year-round consumption. Maine. Needhams. Maine's most famous candy features an ingredient that usually belongs at Thanksgiving dinner. A Needham is a square of coconut and powdered sugar held together with a small amount of potato, then dipped in dark chocolate. The potato doesn't add flavor, it serves as a binder and a texture enhancer, giving the coconut a smooth, creamy mouthfeel that corn syrup can't replicate. Born out of the state's massive potato harvest surplus in the 19th century, Needhams are a staple of Maine bake sales and a testament to the state's waste-not culinary history. Maryland. Berger cookies. In Baltimore, the Berger cookie is a study in excess. It starts with a simple, cake-like vanilla wafer, but it's the topping that makes it famous, an inch-thick layer of dense, hand-dipped chocolate fudge. The fudge-to-cookie ratio is roughly 2:1. Unlike a standard glazed cookie, the fudge on a burger is softer, much like a ganache. It's a snack that has become so synonymous with Baltimore that it's often used as a litmus test for local status. If you can handle the intensity of the fudge, you're one of them. Massachusetts. The Fluffernutter. The Fluffernutter is a sandwich, but in Massachusetts, it functions as the state's definitive sweet snack. It consists of white bread, peanut butter, and marshmallow fluff, a spreadable marshmallow cream invented in Somerville in 1917. The fluff is distinct from standard marshmallow cream because it's made using a batch whipping process that keeps it lighter and more aerated. The combination of salty peanut butter and the airy, sweet fluff creates a texture profile that sustained the state's school lunches for over a century. It's so culturally significant that there are annual fluff festivals dedicated entirely to the spread. New Hampshire. Apple cider donuts. In New Hampshire, the transition to fall is marked by the smell of apple cider donuts at roadside orchards. These aren't standard cake donuts. They're made by reducing fresh apple cider down to a concentrated syrup and folding it directly into the batter. The acid in the cider reacts with the leavening agents to create a crumb that is significantly moister and denser than a traditional donut. Finished with a coating of cinnamon sugar, they represent a direct link to the state's agricultural roots and its massive apple harvest. New Jersey. Zeppoles. A staple of the Jersey Shore and Italian-American street festivals, the Zeppole is a simple but perfected snack, a deep-fried ball of dough buried in a mountain of powdered sugar. While they originated in Italy for the Feast of St. Joseph, New Jersey has made them a year-round boardwalk icon. The mark of a true Jersey Zeppole is the texture. The exterior should be crisp and slightly greasy, while the interior remains airy and stretchy. They're traditionally served in a plain white paper bag, which becomes translucent from the heat and oil by the time you reach the bottom. New York. The black and white cookie. A fixture of New York City deli since the early 1900s, the black and white is technically a drop cake rather than a cookie. It has a soft, sponge-like base topped with two types of fondant or royal icing, 1/2 chocolate, 1/2 vanilla. The goal of a perfect black and white cookie is a clean line down the middle and a texture that is firm enough to hold but soft enough to yield like a cake. It became a global pop culture icon thanks to the 90s sitcom Seinfeld. For New Yorkers, its appeal is mostly practical. It's the only snack that lets you avoid choosing between the two most popular flavors in the bakery. Pennsylvania. Wawa soft pretzels. In eastern Pennsylvania, the soft pretzel is a daily ritual, and the Wawa convenience store chain is its primary purveyor. These are dense, doughy pretzels that are baked in lengths, several pretzels connected together that must be pulled apart. Unlike the oversized, airy pretzels found at sports stadiums, a Wawa pretzel is compact and chewy. The texture comes from a brief alkaline bath, usually lye or baking soda, before baking, which creates the signature dark, salty crust. In Pennsylvania, they are sold in 2-packs at the register and are almost always consumed at room temperature with a side of yellow mustard. Rhode Island pizza strips. Rhode Island's pizza strips, also known as bakery pizza, are often confusing to outsiders. They're thick rectangles of focaccia-like dough topped with a heavy seasoned tomato sauce and absolutely no cheese. They're almost always served at room temperature, straight from the bakery case. The lack of cheese isn't a cost-saving measure, it's a tradition that allows the bread to stay crisp without getting soggy from refrigerated dairy. This makes them the ultimate party snack in Rhode Island, as they don't require reheating and can be eaten by hand without the mess of melted cheese. Vermont, the maple creemee. In Vermont, soft serve is a different language. A creemee is distinct for its higher fat content and the use of 100% pure Vermont maple syrup rather than artificial flavorings. The culinary magic of a creemee is in the emulsification. By incorporating real maple syrup into the dairy base, the maple's natural acids and minerals interact with the cream to create a smoother, richer mouthfeel. It's a seasonal staple sold from sugar shacks and roadside stands, representing the state's agricultural identity in a handheld cone. West Virginia, Holl's Swiss chocolates. In Parkersburg, West Virginia, the snack of choice is actually quite sophisticated. Holl's was founded by Fritz Holl, a master chocolatier trained in Zurich. It's not just candy, it's a Swiss standard confectionery made with traditional conching techniques. The Swiss style is defined by a higher milk-to-cocoa ratio and a longer mixing process, which breaks down the sugar crystals until they are imperceptible to the human tongue. Finding this level of 3-generation craftsmanship in a small West Virginia town makes Holl's a true regional anomaly and a point of intense local pride. The Northeast is defined by its traditions, but if you move into the American heartland, snacking becomes an obsession with texture, from the squeak of a fresh cheese curd to the happy accident of the liquid center Valo milk. Be sure to check out our next video to find out which are the best snacks in the Midwest.